Okay, friends, the first room we are going into here is our kitchen. Now, this is a very small home. It is under 700 square foot. I think it's like 689. So we are definitely utilizing every space in here that we can. You can see there's not many cabinets, but coming from a camper, this is still pretty large to us. So we still feel hugely blessed with this, and it's gonna work. We're gonna make it work. So you can see I've utilized the top of the cabinets here to store some items, and we've got things on top of appliances and stuff. We are gonna work out the storage issue probably within the next year, but right now we're making it work the way it is. So now over here, we ended up having to replace a fridge that we had borrowed from my brother. It was just taking up way too much space in here. And our fridge that we brought from storage, that was from our original home that had the house fire, we brought it here, and it won't, for one, it won't fit there, but also we are having problems with this one. I'm not sure if it happened due to the fire or what, but the freezer side is working, the fridge side is not. So at some point we're going to call a repairman and see if it's fixable. If not, we're just going to have to hang on to it, and when we can afford it, we will replace it. But that's definitely not in the budget right now. So anyway, the freezer's working fine. We went ahead and bought a stand-up freezer over here that's much smaller and fits in this space pretty well. And at some point, we will convert this to the freezer. It's a convertible. We have it on the fridge side right now, so that's where we're storing all of our cold stuff. Our freezer, that's the chest top, is over still where the camper is. Now that place lost power for 24 hours, so we lost everything in our freezer. The cow that we had purchased, we were still working on eating through that. It's gone. All the chicken I stocked up on, pork, all of the stuff we had it went. So anyway, we are having to restock on food as well. So this is all kind of hitting us at once, but as with everything else, we're getting through it. So once we probably will get that another fridge or get this one fixed, we'll go ahead and turn this over onto the freezer side. I'll show you what this is like on the inside. It's storing enough for us at the moment, but you can see it is set on the fridge. We'll flip that over once we either get the refrigerator fixed, this one right here, or get a new one. So we'll figure that out later on. I've got some tomatoes ripening in the window from our tiny little garden. I'm sorry if you see a fly here and there. They have been absolutely terrible this year. So that's been, ugh. Have you guys been having problems with flies? I'm just curious. Everyone I know said that they have. But anyway, we have a shelf over here. This is another thing I'm utilizing for storage. I know that looks terribly cluttered right now. We have a lot of egg cartons down there and stuff, and some things out of the camper that I've not found a space for just yet, but I will. But I store a lot of our baking goods and fruits and breads and rice, all that kind of stuff on this storage. You can see a lot of stuff from Azure, sweet potatoes, onions, all that goes onto this shelf, and it's I don't mind using it. I think it's pretty good storage and access for us. So I do have another one of those somewhere in storage in a box that's not put together yet, so at some point I may put one in at the end of our hallway to try to get a little bit more storage space. But yeah, so here it is, the tiny little kitchen. I'm still trying to figure out how to record in here. It's a little awkward, but if you guys would like to see some stuff that we're cooking here and how we're preparing meals and stuff, I'd be glad to share that. I actually have something going in the oven at the moment. I'm actually doing, it's a food pantry meal. I'm sorry, there's some stuff spilled in there, but I've not went to the food pantry, but my sister goes, and she does give us stuff that she's not gonna use. And so I'm not gonna turn down food. Definitely, we are on such a extreme budget right now. We've had to spend so much money here lately. We're honestly, we don't have a food budget, but you know, it is what it is. But anyway, if you want me to share some of the things that I make with the foods that she gives me out of the food pantry, let me know. I would be glad to do that. But anyway, we will move on to the next room. Okay, now we have the living area. Now remember, this is not how it's going to stay. We are working with temporary things here, like this couch. This was actually donated to me by my friend. She found it and went and picked it up for me, and I am very grateful for that, because we did not have any sitting furniture when we first moved here. So for a few nights we were sitting on the floor in lawn chairs and stuff like that. So we are very grateful for that. But at some point we will be replacing this with a sectional that should go anyway, sorry, I had to pause it for a second. We're planning on getting a sectional that will go this way and through here. We're wanting a gray sectional. This one is kind of a brown, and you can see it's pretty rough. The people that had it had cats, so you can imagine. So we keep at least part of it covered up. But anyway, it's okay for right now. And we have some stuff stacked over here, but like I said, we don't really have that much furniture, so that's okay for right now. Let's see. Just like our TV is still sitting on the floor. I do still have a entertainment center that is okay. I think it's okay. I'll say that. We haven't inspected it fully since we put our stuff in storage from our house, but I hope it's okay. But anyway, we're planning on putting that there, and possibly the TV on the wall. I'm not sure yet, but that would create a little more space. This house is very limited on storage, as you can see, but anyway, we've got like canning jars sitting here that I really need a proper place to put those. We are planning on getting a shipping container at some point out here for storage. But yeah, I did take this from my house. It was not damaged in the fire, and it did not get moldy either, so we were able to salvage that and keep it. So I'm glad. I really liked that shelf. And we just have some little things on there that is kind of weird sitting there. The bag storage, we're planning on putting that in the kitchen on the wall when we get time. But yeah, anyways, and speaking of limited storage, I use this area over here. You can see I have one of my canners in here and some of the kitchen gadgets. There's not room in the kitchen, obviously, for this stuff, so this is kind of a temporary situation though, but we'll figure it out later down the road. But right now this is working for us, just to keep these things in here, and they do function in here. When we use the air fryer, we just go ahead and use it right there. I do take that Ninja pressure cooker in the kitchen to use when I need it, but until then it stays in here. We have some of our oil lamps just in case. Now this is weird, I know. We're gonna get a proper thing to put this on at some point, some sort of little table. And I see some dust up there. I just cleaned the ceiling fan earlier, and I see that some of it made its way again. I made the mistake of dusting before I cleaned the ceiling fan, so I should not have done that. So I'm gonna have to dust again. But anyway, this is our water filter. It also does not go in the kitchen. There's no place for it, but this is actually a shelf that was left here by the sellers, and they really weren't sure where they wanted to put it. We've got some stuff sitting in it too right now, but actually this is one of the doors that goes on the front, and the other door is under there. This is going to be moved very soon because I think we finally found a place for it in here. Oh, this is the bathroom, by the way. And excuse the laundry sitting here. It has been laundry day and I am stripping stuff. I do that once in a great while using vinegar. You can see that sitting there. But I have pillows in the washing machine right now soaking, so they are being stripped. But I've dug out a lot of the fall clothes and stuff to get in here too, to make them nice and fresh, because we are getting so close to fall, thank goodness. That's my favorite time of the year. But this summer, whew, I had enough. So anyway, the spot I think we're gonna maybe put it, it's gonna be kind of odd, but really it's the only place I can find to put it. The shelf is right here above this wire shelf in the bathroom, and I think actually that'll help with some of that clutter right there with the towels and stuff. And we don't have a proper place to put the towels. They're sitting on the dryer at the moment. I could put those in the shelf, so that would actually really clean up that area there and make it look a lot nicer. So anyways, I'll go over here. We have a double sink. We are planning on replacing this at some point. The cellar does have some, it's very cluttered right now, by the way. I'm sorry. I haven't gotten to clearing this off. Every weekend I come through and take all the unnecessary stuff off and put it under the cabinet, but I haven't gotten to that yet. But you can see it ends up right back on the counter. So once a week it's nice and clean in here and not cluttered. So anyway, we have 2 mirrors, and I want to replace this, but the sellers do have some replacement faucets for us here. They allowed us to pick out what color. I'm gonna go with the, I think it's called brushed bronze. I think it'll match the mirrors nicely. And at some point I'm gonna paint this cabinet, and what I think I'm gonna do is a green, a really nice kind of foresty, maybe a little darker green. And I think that'll look nice, especially, you can see it's so sunny out there right now. It's hard, but when you can really see through that window, there's a lot of green that shows through, and it's nice. So I think that'll look good. And we have just a 1-piece tub in here. It's just normal, nothing special, but we love it. Especially coming from the camper that we were in, that to have a real tub is amazing. Or to be able to turn around and not touch the wall, you know, it's nice. So anyway, we just have our toilet over here. Also nothing special, but another thing we're planning on doing is adding some, we could add quite a bit of storage here if we go up. And that's what I think I'm gonna do. I kind of like those shelves that have the bronze looking pipes that you can put up, and I'm thinking of using like a very wide cedar plank on those, and we could definitely, if we needed to, put the towels up there. But yeah, I've got some make do storage over here for right now. So anyway, that is the restroom, which I think is pretty nice. It's a pretty nice size for such a small home. I think we definitely weren't expecting that when we came in here. That was a nice surprise for us. So anyway, we will move on to the bedrooms now. Okay, now we go back here to the back 2 rooms, and this is my son's room. That picture is going to get hung up today, and we have some extra clothes and stuff we're going to donate. And it's a little bit of a mess in here. We have some extra stuff over here. We have the air compressor that my brother is loaning us, the TV that came from storage after our house fire. We found out it must have gotten broken because it does not work now, and it has a spot on the screen, so he's gonna need a TV at some point, but for right now it's okay. We have a donated piece of furniture here from my sister, which I actually really like. I think it's kind of cool looking, and it's just a simple We just have a few things in here. Simple little bedroom. But it's his own and he's proud of it. And then this is the main bedroom in this house. Remember, it's only a 2-bedroom tiny home, so you're not going to see a whole lot, but yeah, this is it. And it's a nice peaceful room. It's really nice and quiet back here, and I really love it. It has a nice view of the backyard. It's kind of hard to see through there right now, but yeah, trying to give you an idea of the size of this room. It's not very big. I'm standing in the closet right now. But the ceiling and the walls are green in here, and that's actually my favorite color. I love green. And here we have our closet. It's not a bad sized closet for a small home. We've got stuff in here too. I've got some hangers I had to buy. We had to, remember, start all over with most of our stuff, so we are still in the process of doing that. So it's going to look a little chaotic right now. But anyway, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you like our tiny little home here. Okay, friends, so here we are. I'm finally getting to share with you guys our new home. And it was quite an adventure. Now, we have not closed on this home yet because we are still waiting on the title to come in. But we are already living in the home. We've been here for 6 months because the sellers have really been a blessing to us, and we absolutely love them. But you're gonna see there's quite a bit of mess over here. We are still building or finishing out the animal enclosure, so it's not gonna look great. It's not gonna look like it's proper because it's not yet. That's still a work in progress. But anyway, this is a very small home. I believe it's 689 square feet is what it says on the deed. But sorry, I'm gonna have to pause it every once in a while when a vehicle comes by. But yeah, all of this back here is, once everything's been used out of it that can be used, it's going to be broke down and burned. And then there's some tin and stuff laying over here to go on some more of the animal enclosures on the inside. We have almost right at 3 acres here. We just now got a push weed eater that my brother is loaning us, that we're gonna get back here and clean all of this up. It was pretty well kept when we got here, but there's still some cleaning up that needs to be done. I'll take you back here so you can see this backyard. You're gonna hear a four-wheeler once in a while back here. That's very common. People are constantly riding around on their four-wheelers, which is normal in rural areas. But you can see it's really nice and peaceful back here, very pretty. But we do have to get rid of some of this bush that's grown up. But hopefully this weekend all of that's going to come down. Of course, we have a burn barrel. We don't have trash service yet. I'm still thinking about that. I'm not sure if we're going to do it or not, but we might. But our property goes all the way back there, where you can see where it's thick. It kind of goes up that little hill back there, and it goes over into the woods. In just a minute I'll show you kind of like where the line goes. But I'm trying to plan out where I'm wanting some fruit trees. Over here I may have to take out some more of these smaller trees, but there's a lot of hardwood back here, and I don't want to take any of it down. I have some nice large mature trees on this property, so I don't want to remove what doesn't need to be. I'll show you the back of the house here. Now, right there is the refrigerator that my brother loaned us that is being picked up soon. So just ignore that. And we have a little bit of stuff we've got to haul off on the front porch that's waiting. But we do normally keep the porch nice and clean and pretty. But yeah, that's the back of the house. I really love the colors. And that's actually how we were going to do our house when we built it. It's strange. This is almost exactly what we had planned. There's that tiller I was talking, not tiller, weed eater that I was talking about. But yeah, like I said, we've got some cans and a couple of those bags we got to haul off. So once this is out of the way, I'll get this cleaned back up and it'll look nice again. I'll take you guys over here so you can see where the property ends. It is a mess over here, so please ignore that. And we kind of got here a little too late to actually work on the garden area. The soil really needed to be amended. Is red, woof, almost fell down, red clay. We just have a few tomato plants here growing. I'll show you that right quick. Nothing like the garden that we had over on the 40 acres, but we hopefully will get it in next year and have plenty to eat then. There is a compost pile that is cottonseed hulls along with other natural material. But I'll show you the enclosure right quick. Like I said, it's not proper, but this is how it is at the moment. That's a rabbit hutch that is being finished. We do have rabbits in there, and nesting areas are being built. Sorry. I hear a vehicle coming and I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to have to pause this. Okay. So, looking back, that's the property. We come over here, and this is all stuff that a really nice neighbor gave us that has a cattle farm, and he donated this stuff to us for us to use. So it looks a little messy too, but it's actually being sorted through and being used for things. All right, if you see that gray electric box there with the red pole, that is our property line. It goes straight back into the woods, and you can see how far I am over here. It's quite a bit, honestly. I think it's plenty for us. We do still have the 10 acres in Missouri, but for right now, I've decided that it's best to stay here because of family. My father, his dementia has gotten much worse, so he is actually in a care facility, and during all this I've become so much closer with my siblings that I definitely don't want to leave. So anyway, ignore the vehicle sitting here. I've got a flat tire on this truck right here. This truck used to be mine a long time ago, and then my daughter inherited it, and that's something I've not ever opened up to you guys about, But my daughter is in heaven now. I lost her when she was 17, so this truck is something I want to hang on to. My brother has spent a lot of time working on it and fixing it lately, and my little boy has stated claim for it. He wants anything that was his sissy's. He never got to meet her, so anything that kind of, I guess, was hers or makes him feel close to her, he wants to hang on to it. So I totally understand that. And then this is, of course, our Jeep that we bought. If you guys have followed me for a while, you might remember when we bought this to save gas when we lived way out there in the boonies. But we have poured so much money into this vehicle, and it's needing repairs again. So it's parked at the moment because honestly, we were down to that one vehicle, and I could not spare it to go into the shop long enough to get it fixed. So recently we had to make a decision, and we ended up finding this. We still have the other older Yukon like this. It was the '02 model, but the body on it is honestly not worth investing in. It's rusting away, and it was a salvage truck when we bought it. So I found this one. It's in really good shape. Like, I've not seen many of this model that's in that good of condition. I'll show you the interior right quick if you know anything about these older ones. Usually the seats are completely falling apart. But yeah, this is it's a rare find for this model, but it's been taken care of. So we were hugely blessed to find this, and we had to pay cash. My brother helped us a little bit on it, and then we gave $3,600 for it, and we could only spare $2,000 at the time, so we put our $2,000 and he finished the rest of it, and I'm slowly paying him back. We are still having to hang on to our down payment for this. So once our loan can finally process and finish, we have to put in that money on this. So we are really having to watch everything that we're doing right now. For this month, we're done with any spending money. So for the next several months, I'm gonna have to be really watching it. But anyway, guys, this is it. We are finally home. Thank God, because this has been a major ordeal for us. But I love you guys, and I've really missed being able to speak with you and share things with you, but my health also took another turn. So I'm working really hard on repairing myself, and I've been going to the gym and stuff, and that just doesn't leave a whole lot of time for doing YouTube. But hopefully I can get back into this and finally do what I actually wanted to do on here. So I hope you guys can follow along. I love you all, and I will see you again very soon. Bye, friends.